We are tired of being treated like slaves in our own country. We demand our rights and our freedom.
These powerful words, spoken by Professor Mangaliso Robert Sobukwe, echoed the sentiments of millions of Black South Africans living under the brutal apartheid regime. Those words were planted in the soil of Alkebulan. Now Alkebulan Liberation Movement is standing for his shoes. Robert Sobukwe's voice became a rallying cry for those who had been silenced for too long. They yearned for freedom, for dignity, for a life without oppression. The desire for equality and justice burned brightly in their hearts. Their cries for justice could no longer be ignored. The world began to take notice of their struggle. The Sharpeville Massacre on March 21, 1960, marked a turning point in the fight against apartheid. 69 unarmed protesters, peacefully demonstrating against the hated P.A.C. laws, were gunned down by the apartheid police. The brutality of the regime was laid bare for all to see. The world watched in horror as the true face of apartheid was revealed, a system built on violence and repression. The international community could no longer turn a blind eye. This horrific event ignited a fire in the hearts of many. The resolve to fight for freedom grew stronger. It became clear that peaceful resistance alone would not dismantle apartheid. The regime's response to non-violence was more violence. A more militant approach was needed, a force that could meet violence with violence. The struggle had to evolve. From the ashes of Sharpeville, a new chapter in the struggle for liberation would unfold. The fight for freedom took on a new dimension. The Azanian People's Liberation Army, or APLA, emerged as a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance against tyranny. Their courage and determination inspired many to join the cause. The Pan-Africanist Congress, or P.A.C., formed in 1959 under the leadership of Sobukwe, advocated for a South Africa free from colonial rule and white domination. Its armed wing, the APLA, was established to wage a military campaign against the apartheid state. The Sharpeville Massacre, a stark illustration of the regime's brutality, solidified APLA's resolve. The massacre forced APLA underground. It became a clandestine organization, operating in secret cells across the country and beyond its borders. Training camps were established in neighboring countries, and recruits were schooled in the art of guerrilla warfare. APLA's fighters, men and women who had answered the call to liberate their people, were prepared to risk everything for their freedom. Their mission was clear: to dismantle apartheid by any means necessary. APLA's operations were carefully planned and strategically targeted. They focused on attacking symbols of apartheid power, aiming to weaken the regime's grip on the black majority. One such operation was the attack on the South African Air Force Base at Voortrekkerhoogte in 1981. This audacious raid sent shockwaves through the apartheid establishment, demonstrating APLA's ability to strike at the heart of the regime's military infrastructure. The Paarl Uprising of 1986, a spontaneous outpouring of anger and frustration against apartheid rule, further highlighted APLA's influence. While not directly orchestrated by APLA, the uprising was fueled by the organization's message of resistance and its call for the armed overthrow of the apartheid state. These operations, along with countless acts of sabotage and targeted killings of apartheid officials, demonstrated APLA's commitment to fighting for freedom. The path to liberation was paved with sacrifice, a journey marked by the blood, sweat, and tears of countless individuals. APLA's fighters, many of them young men and women, understood the immense risks they were taking. They were aware that their fight for freedom came with a heavy price. They knew that joining the armed struggle could mean imprisonment, torture, or even death. The fear of capture loomed over them constantly, yet they persevered, driven by an unwavering belief in their cause. Their determination was fueled by the hope of a better future for their people. They were prepared to give their lives for the freedom of their people, knowing that their sacrifice might inspire future generations.
One such individual was Solomon Mahlangu, an APLA operative who was captured and brutally tortured by the apartheid security forces. His story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Despite enduring unimaginable pain, Mahlangu refused to betray his comrades or renounce his beliefs. His courage in the face of such adversity was remarkable. He was hanged by the apartheid regime in 1979, becoming a symbol of APLA's unwavering commitment to the struggle for freedom. His death was a profound loss, but his legacy lived on.
His last words, "My blood will water the tree that bears the fruit of freedom," became a rallying cry for the movement. These words continue to inspire those who fight for justice and equality. Echoes of resistance. The story of APLA is not only about armed struggle, it's about the spirit of resistance that burned brightly in the hearts of ordinary South Africans. It's about the countless acts of courage, both big and small, that chipped away at the foundations of apartheid. Across the country, people risked their lives to support APLA.
They provided safe houses, transported weapons, and gathered intelligence. This network of support, often hidden in plain sight, was crucial to APLA's operations. Women played a particularly vital role in the struggle. They acted as couriers, nurses, and organizers, often working behind the scenes to ensure the movement's survival. Their contributions, while often overlooked, were essential to APLA's success.
APLA was not alone in its fight against apartheid. The organization received support from a diverse range of international actors who recognized the justness of their cause. Countries like Yugoslavia, China, and Libya provided military training and supplied weapons to APLA.
This international solidarity was crucial to sustaining the armed struggle against the apartheid regime. Beyond material support, APLA also benefited from the global anti-apartheid movement. Millions of people around the world joined boycotts, demonstrated against apartheid, and pressured their governments to take action. This international pressure played a significant role in isolating the apartheid regime and ultimately contributing to its downfall.
To effectively challenge the might of the apartheid military, APLA sought training from experienced allies. Recruits were sent to countries like Yugoslavia, China, and Libya, where they received instruction in guerrilla warfare, sabotage, and weapons handling. These training programs were rigorous and demanding, pushing recruits to their physical and mental limits. They learned to operate in hostile environments, to blend in with civilian populations, and to strike with precision. The training instilled in them not only military skills, but also a deep sense of discipline, camaraderie, and commitment to the cause of liberation. The struggle against apartheid came at a heavy price. APLA fighters lived dangerous lives, constantly on the run from the authorities. Many were captured, imprisoned, and tortured. Some died in combat, while others were killed in cold blood by the security forces. Operation Vila Peri, a raid on an APLA safe house in Gaborone, Botswana, in 1985, stands as a chilling example of the regime's brutality. 12 people, including women and children, were killed in the attack.
These losses were devastating, not only for the families and loved ones left behind, but also for the movement as a whole. Each fallen comrade represented a loss of experience, dedication, and hope.
Today, as we celebrate the heroes of the Azanian Revolution, we remember the sacrifices made by APLA fighters. We honor their courage, their commitment, and their unwavering belief in the dream of a free and just South Africa. Their stories must be told and retold, ensuring that their sacrifices are never forgotten. We owe it to them to build a society that reflects the values they fought for: equality, justice, and dignity for all.
Schools, streets, and monuments should bear their names, serving as constant reminders of their contributions to the struggle. Their stories should be integrated into the school curriculum, ensuring that future generations understand the sacrifices made for their freedom.
APLA's legacy extends far beyond the borders of South Africa, touching lives and inspiring movements across continents. The organization's struggle against apartheid inspired liberation movements around the world, igniting a spark of hope and resistance in oppressed communities. Demonstrating the power of organized resistance against oppression, APLA showed that unity and determination could challenge even the most entrenched systems of injustice. Their story reminds us that freedom is not free, and it is a hard-fought battle that requires courage and resilience.
De bonne espérance au Caire, cœur de l'Afrique, de Dar es Salaam, la ville de la paix. À Yaoundé, ensemble nous formons une seule nation.
It is won through struggle, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to justice, principles that continue to resonate today.
Ensemble nous sommes main dans la main, dirigeants de notre terre d'Afrique.
As we face new challenges today, poverty, inequality, and systemic discrimination, the spirit of APLA's resistance can serve as a source of inspiration, reminding us of the power of collective action. Their legacy reminds us that we all have a role to play in the fight for a more just and equitable world, and that change is possible when we stand together. By remembering and honoring APLA's heroes, we keep their spirit alive, ensuring that their sacrifices were not in vain and that their dreams of freedom endure. Their fight for freedom continues to inspire us to challenge injustice and to strive for a better future for all, a future where equality and justice prevail.
Sobukwe, guider nos jeunes leaders qui braillent dans le faille et tout Alkebulan. Il est temps de changer, d'unir l'Afrique comme une seule.
Long live the voice of Robert Sobukwe. Long live all Pan-African movement. Long live Alkebulan Liberation Movement.